think we're good. So I just got out of the shower, and as I was walking around my living room before I started this video 4, I realized that I had spoken to, this is something I had known, and I don't know why I'm making it out like it's a bad thing, but like the first thought that came to mind was, AI has helped me so much in my life. It's helped me iron out thoughts. It's helped me, I honestly, I don't even want to talk about that right now. I don't know why, I feel no spark with it. The spark I'm feeling is talking about my DJI mic. I love it. I love it. It's this new mic that I got. You can see it kind of like clips on. And it's so much fucking better. Like, my goal, I feel like, has shifted into wanting to record a video every day on my camera. And just like, I had this fucking setup. I had to like spin my table around. I'd hook in this mic into the table. And then I had to like position it. Yeah, good hand gestures. I had to like position it right here. And it was like, and then I had a separate audio file compared to my video file, and I had to weave them together. But first, I had to process it. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. I think I did it because I thought it would make me feel and look more professional when I started out, like doing this whole YouTube thing. And I'm looking at my old microphone right there on the floor, and it's like there's this big arm, and then it like holds the microphone like total Joe Rogan style. I'm gonna push my view of me away because it's just distracting me. I can just see like barely. That's all I want to see. I want to see if I'm losing anything right there. But I got this like really professional setup because that's what I thought people wanted to see. And yesterday and today, I've been having a lot of realizations. It all started with, I was helping my brother market his website because I think I'm decent at marketing. I think I understand psychology pretty dang well. And I thought I understood his product. And I developed a whole, like every page for his website, I developed the marketing copy. And I pitched it to him, and he's a very kind man. And I said, this is great, thank you so much. And later in the evening we were talking again, and I could tell it just wasn't sitting perfectly with him. And then his authentic self just came out. And he was like, I'm not, he's like, yes, I'm doing it for money, but I want to make other web developers more competent. I want to make them not do such a shitty fucking job. I want them to do good work. I want my company to be the missing piece for web design agencies so that they don't just give a web design agent, or they just don't give a web design or create a website for someone, pass it to them and just say, there you go. No SEO, no marketing for you. No way for you to hold your customers' contacts in there. No way for you to invoice. No way for you to book calendar invites. No way for you to have a repository of contracts. No way for you to have all of your contacts in there like a CRM. And so we built a software that is kind of the missing piece of all of it. And it's very smart. The point is I was asking him the wrong questions. I mean, I asked him good questions. Who knows if they were wrong or right. But I wasn't, in the way he was answering me at least, whether it's my fault for not digging deeper, or it's my miss for not understanding we had to go a level deeper, or his fault for not understanding truly at a deep level what it is that he wants to get out of his business. But later that night, after I had kind of like tailored this marketing strategy for him, which totally missed the mark, he was saying, you know what, it's not about X, this thing you were talking about. More or less, he said, it's not about X. It's, I just want I just want people to do a good job. And there's plenty of web design agencies out there that, if they simply follow the best practices of my website design agency, then they will make their customers happy and they will make their customers succeed. And making your customers succeed in an agency is so fulfilling. Seeing them say, you know what? I'm making so much more fucking money because of you. Thank you so much. I don't know how I was doing this before you. What he said was, that's the most fulfilling thing. And I totally believe that. Yes, I get that him making money is a goal on this website and was like this separate business, and making money through being a web design agency was, he wanted to make money through that too. But there's also like these invisible things, like fulfillment. Like, what is it that nourishes your fucking soul? And so, it really made me think, like, and I'm not a marketer, but I read a lot. And one of the things that I love to read about is marketing and business. And, I thought it was, you want to really think about your customers' pain points and whatnot. But if you just think about your customers' pain points, then maybe you're fundamentally misaligned with what nourishes your soul. If business is all about making the most money possible, then you're forced to compromise things that can actually nourish your soul. And that was a variable that I completely left out of the conversation with him. And I felt shameful because of it. I felt disappointed in myself because it's so obvious. For someone who it means, like, for me, it's so important to include the soul and to have authenticity. And I missed the mark completely on, thinking about business. And it just proved to me, you know what, there's still some shit that I have to learn about this. And there's other invisible layers. And I'm not saying like, oh, I thought I was a master about it, but it just highlighted to me like, whoa, I haven't made the connection to, I don't think I've made as deep of a connection to the soul and our deepest parts of us in the business realm as I thought. And I say that because it circles right back to me. I wanted to start a business. I thought that I think I have a solid skill set. Well, actually, let me get back. There are people who I really admire, like Alex Hormozy, Nick Sarayev. I'm blanking right now on other names, but we'll start with those. Ed Lawrence. Those guys are awesome YouTubers, and when they make content, it makes so much sense. And one of the things when I started reading Alex Hormozy was like, you need to niche down. And you can build a business if you niche down properly enough. Like, you can make a lot more money, or you can make you can be more successful if you, instead of, this is just an example, selling a time management course for 30 minutes, or like, hey, time management course for people, you'd be more successful. You would get more buy-in. You would help more people. You'd make more money, whatever the goal may be. If you niche down, you say, this is a time management course for professionals working over 70 hours a week. Okay, and you could charge more. That makes sense. What if you go even more granular? What if you say, I have a time management course for professionals working over 70 hours a week with 2 kids and who feel meh about their job. If you're someone who fits that avatar, you're going to want to buy it. And you're going to be willing to pay much more than some random person seeing a time management course, generic time management course. And the thing is the content in it can be fundamentally no different, but you're just marketing to an avatar. And so Alex Hormozy always said this thing like niche down, niche down, niche down. And I thought that, I had skills that I had a skill set that I thought was valuable. And I think the skill set was internal family systems principles and business systems thinking. I said, how can I apply that? Okay, well, choosing a market. What's a market with high pain points or high pain that's growing, that is easy to reach, that is has spending power? And without even, I didn't even think of that first. What I thought of was the journey that I came from. I came from being anxiously attached, overthinking, perfectionistic, and, the classic anxious attachment. And I said, fuck, I know how to help these people. And I'm big on artificial intelligence, which I guess full circle from the beginning of the video, but I'm big on artificial intelligence. And so my idea was maybe I could bake in the principles of IFS into an artificial intelligence application to help lead people through transformation of their own. And I had actually done it for myself, like well into my IFS journey, and it worked. I mean, I got great results from myself, and it was wonderful. And I had architected this whole platform, and I started making YouTube videos, for my target audience. And what do you know? Nothing. There was so little organic reach. And I know this is where some people will say, oh, well, you just need to do it for longer. You only did it for 6 months. I mean, I got no traction. And whenever all of the data that I saw was if people clicked on my video, they would bounce before a minute. And I did everything to engineer better intro, better scripts, better XYZ, better editing, shorter diagrams, you name it. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. And so where I'm going with all this is that realization I had with my brother about how the soul was left out of his business strategy. Maybe what I started to realize was with everything you do in life, not just in relationships, but everything you do in life, it will most likely, what I'm seeing is I believe you will be more effective if your soul is imbued in it too. If it's aligned with your deeper purposes, if it's aligned with your deeper desires, the way that you feel connection, the way you feel fulfillment, the way you feel purpose, the way you feel contribution, the way that you want to leave an impact on the world, beyond just money. Because when I thought of how I missed the mark with my brother and how I didn't quite consider the soul aspect, it made me think of my own journey. What the fuck is my soul saying? What is my raw authenticity? Could I have been wrong all along that I'm supposed to be niching down with my skills? I mean, it made perfect sense in my head. I had the perfect skill set. I was working with cutting edge technology, solving a real problem for people. Truly solving a real problem for people. I thought it was a slam dunk. And either my messaging was shit. I mean, here's what I think was shit. I don't think I was being authentic on the camera like I am now. I was scripting. I was spending so much time scripting. My efficiency, if you take my recording time over my recording time plus my prep time, my efficiency was sub 10%. So if I spent 30 minutes recording over 30 minutes plus the prep time would be hours and hours and hours and hours. That's a terrible efficiency. And yet there were people on YouTube like Nick Sarayev who would just fucking record for 40 minutes, prep for 3 minutes. So his the ratio was 40 over 43. That's over a 90% efficiency. That's good. That's fucking sick. And when I thought of that, I said, damn, what, clearly I have this all wrong. And I thought, maybe I just started coming up with reasons. And finally what I landed on was, I can't do it because I'm just not good enough. I'm not built out. I'm not built to talk on camera. like Nick Sarayev or Alex Hormozy or Ed Lawrence or anyone else. And there was a protective part of me just saying, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't fucking do it. And then the more I tried to do it, the more this protective part, the more I would get triggered. The exiled part of me would get triggered, and the more this protective part would come up and say, see, you are fundamentally broken. You are different. You are different. And it would try harder and harder to be perfect and get everything perfect. And it just fucking backfired. And I mean, that's what happens with protectors. They're so well intentioned, but they just end up they end up sabotaging you. It's a pure, beautiful intention. Like, this protective part of me wanted to help me not feel worthless, wanted to help me not feel so fundamentally broken and despairing and unacceptable as I am, that it just wanted to make things perfect for me. And you know, I did months and months of trying to make my content perfect. And I realized that me scripting everything, trying to teach people about internal family systems, was a far, far, far less effective approach than simply just being on the camera and modeling it. Just talking, walking through my thought processes. And that was like, ever since my older brother told me about this whole marketing thing and how we missed the mark. He didn't say it in those words. He's too modest and humble and kind to say those things directly, but that's what I inferred. I saw where we were, I saw what we wanted, and I said, fuck. That was a big miscalculation and an embarrassing one. I felt embarrassed on some level. And I took that lens. I said, I don't feel fulfilled making this content about IFS and anxious attachment. I don't. It sure as hell doesn't feel sustainable. It's obviously not gripping people. All of my metrics are shit. Maybe it just goes back to the simple IFS principle that I was even trying to teach in the first place for anxiously attached people. Where if you work with the parts of you, release the burdens in your system, take care of your own vulnerabilities, so your protective parts, the ones that truly are the ones that are insecure and that people say, you know, that's insecure, you let your protective parts relax and you channel your higher self and you just be and you just exist. I said, maybe I'm doing the same thing with just the camera. And so I worked with the part of me. I spent an afternoon. I learned a lot about this part of me. I released some beliefs. I released some burdens. I changed some of the belief structures. And I've been working with it since. My brother told me this. I had this realization Tuesday night. Now it's Friday. Today is my 4th day of videoing. And I truly, this morning I was chatting with AI. I guess I really am coming full circle from the very beginning of this video. But this morning I was chatting with AI. Fuck ChatGPT. I use Claude. Claude is so good for this stuff. And trust me, I've done the comparisons. I was chatting with Claude this morning. And just to streamline my thoughts. And I deduced that I'm fundamentally at a crossroads. Do I simply press record and talk and just be? Or do I keep trying to mold myself into something that I think people will benefit from, into something I think people will want? Or do I simply be? And by simply being, I'm modeling. Instead of teaching, I'm modeling the exact same thing that I would be teaching in the second option. And it's just hitting me like a ton of bricks. Like, the belief structure change has been enormous. It's like, could I really just be? could I really just simply talk and just model it? And by doing that, treating that as the end, I will subsequently get other people to see this way of thinking, because that's my whole goal in the first place. Like, do I want to make money off of this one day? Yes, somehow. I don't want to extract wealth from people, but maybe there will be a way for me to monetize this in some way. But truly, the soul fucking nourishing part of it is I want people to feel connection. I want people to feel not alone. I want people to know that it's okay. I want people to know that maybe there are better ways of thinking. And I've worked unbelievably hard on changing the way I think and changing my belief structures over the last few years. I practically made it my full-time job. I mean, I had full-time jobs, and the only thing I could think about was just thinking better. Yes, I would do my job well. I did very well. I was very effective at my jobs and my companies. But when I would walk to the bathroom or when I would walk to the printer, I would be thinking about all of this shit. I'd like to think I'm very introspective. So if my goal is to help people not feel alone, help people not feel alone. That's not the right thing. It's not that I want to be a life raft for people. I want people to feel a sense of connectedness. I guess it starts with me, but from what I model, I believe it demonstrates how to build connectedness within oneself. I want people to feel I guess I'll just start with that. I want to impact the world in a positive way. I want to influence the way people approach life, the way people look at people, having more compassion for oneself. It's the biggest thing, building the relationship with oneself. That's what I want. I want to help people. I want to help the world. I want to make a positive impact. So when I think about the sterile, effective marketing strategy that I created for my brother, but he's just like, it just doesn't feel like me. I thought, man, I missed the fucking mark on that. And clearly I had not made the connection in the business world at all yet. I just hadn't. And I feel like I have now. Because now I'm just like, fuck. I only want to do, at least like with this YouTube stuff, like where I am right now in my journey is, I only want to deliver a message to people that is literally as close to from the heart every time. Maybe sometimes I'll step up in front of the camera. Part of me will be nervous. It'll block my connection to you. But even that is so much more real than scripting and hiding behind a script. So I'm done with it. I don't want to do that anymore. So I guess that's kind of the whole arc of today. I don't know how long has this been going for? I don't even know. Yeah, see, my camera doesn't have like a timer. It has like a full timer, like, oh, I've recorded 9 hours on my camera since I last formatted the disc, I guess, or something like that. But okay, I believe that's it for today. I'm Tino. Feel free to subscribe. And that's it. I plan on making a video a day, at least to prove it to myself, to work with this part of me, so I can truly get in the reps with this protective part of me, to let it know that it's okay to just be, in the same way that it's okay. Like my initial mission of helping anxiously attached people believe in themselves, that it's okay to just be. I'm doing the same thing with this part of me that wants to control the content that I put out, and believes, this part of me truly believes that this just isn't enough. I'm banking that it is. It's not that I'm banking, it's that it's just, that's what I feel deep down. That, you know what? I think this really is enough. I think this is perfectly enough. No script. Zero. And I mean zero. I hit record and I didn't even know what to say. I literally just pressed record and started talking. And I am just, it feels good. It feels natural. It feels authentic. So we'll see how it goes. Even if it doesn't land, even if no one is out there listening, it feels right to me. It feels so fucking good for me. It feels so good to just be, to say, you know what? Maybe I don't need fancy editing. Maybe I don't need a script. Maybe I don't need multiple takes. Maybe I don't need a recording day. Maybe I can literally just fucking get up and record my thoughts day after day. No strings attached. I just can. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I think that's it for today. I feel like that's the whole message. So again, if you like that, please consider subscribing, and that's it. Have a wonderful rest of your day.